Building and maintaining data pipelines often requires specialized knowledge of Spark-specific syntax, and organizations face challenges with access control, compliance tracking, and real-time application deployment. With Apache Spark 4.0.2 on Amazon EMR, you can build data pipelines using standard ANSI SQL and handle JSON and semi-structured data through variant data types, making data engineering accessible without learning proprietary syntax. You can enforce row-level and column-level fine-grained access control on AWS Lake Formation registered tables in your Spark jobs. Apache Iceberg v3 table format provides transaction guarantees and tracks data lineage, creating audit trails for regulatory compliance. Enhanced streaming controls simplify management of stateful operations and improve monitoring, enabling faster deployment of real-time applications for fraud detection, personalization, and time-sensitive use cases. Apache Spark 4.0.2 is available across all three EMR deployment models in all regions where EMR operates. Distributed training workloads using frameworks like PyTorch FSDP, Megatron LM, or NVIDIA NeMo require a fixed number of nodes to start efficiently. While HyperPod's continuous provisioning lets you start with partial capacity, some workloads cannot function correctly without a guaranteed baseline. MinCount solves this by letting you specify the minimum number of instances that must be provisioned before your cluster becomes available. You can set min instance count in Create Cluster or Update Cluster API requests to define this threshold. The instance group remains in creating or updating status until the minimum is met, then transitions to in-service and nodes become available for Slurm job scheduling. If the threshold cannot be satisfied within 3 hours, the system automatically rolls back to the last known good state, preventing clusters from becoming partially operational when workloads need specific node counts. Building Aurora MySQL applications requires knowledge of complex syntax for database queries, schema design, cluster management, and operations like serverless scaling or migration from RDS MySQL. You can now use Kiro Powers integration to interact with Aurora MySQL through natural language instead of memorizing commands. You perform both data plane operations like queries and table creation, and control plane operations like cluster management, using conversational commands. The AI agent provides task-specific guidance and Aurora MySQL best practices dynamically, giving you context-aware assistance without overwhelming you with irrelevant information. You install the integration with one click from Kiro IDE or web page and use it across all AWS regions where Aurora MySQL is available. Unauthorized access to backup vaults poses a risk to data protection, particularly when approval processes lack strong identity verification. AWS Backup now addresses this by requiring OTP verification for multi-party approval on logically air-gapped vaults. You verify approvers with 6-digit OTP code sent to their registered email address in AWS IAM Identity Center. You authenticate votes on logically air-gapped vault operations, ensuring only verified approvers can authorize protected actions. The system applies OTP automatically to all approval sessions for existing and new multi-party approval configurations at no additional charge, with no setup required. You access this capability via the AWS Backup Console, SDKs, or CLI in all AWS regions where logically air-gapped vaults are supported. Managers struggle to consistently evaluate the quality of self-service interactions at scale and identify areas where AI agents need improvement. You can now use Amazon Connect to automatically evaluate self-service interactions through generative AI. You define custom evaluation criteria in natural language within evaluation forms, such as whether customer issues were resolved. The system uses generative AI to assess interaction quality and provides detailed reasoning with reference points from conversation transcripts. You can review insights in aggregate or on individual contacts, alongside recordings and transcripts, to identify opportunities to improve AI agent performance. This capability is available in US East, US West, Asia Pacific regions including Seoul, Singapore, Sydney, and Tokyo, plus Europe Frankfurt.